Please be a crab. Please be a crab. Oh yeah, that's a crab. What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be doing some crab snaring. So it has been an eternity. I was trying to figure out the last time I went crab snaring, and I think it's been like 4 or 5 years. So if you've been watching the channel for a little while, a couple of years, and you don't know what I'm talking about, well, honestly, I feel like I'm going to have to relearn along with all of you. But luckily, I'm hiring a couple of experts. Well, not hiring, but I'm going to be meeting a couple of other crab snaring professionals out at the beach today. But first, I got to find my crab snares. Olaf has also never been crab snaring before. Not too excited. So I'm literally digging into my closet where I think my crab snares are. Okay, yes. They're still here. There's a couple. Here's another. I think I caught this one or found it somewhere, so honestly this one doesn't look super great, but we'll bring it as like a backup. These two are a little bit nicer. I think that's all I have. I have 3 crab snares, so that'll get us started. And just looking at these crab snares right now, I can just tell, like, from what I've seen on YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, whatever, the crab snaring game has vastly improved since these were designed. But they'll get the job done for now. The other thing crab snaring requires are some big, heavy reels. So this is a Penn Conflict 8000, big old spinning reel. I think I actually won this reel at a Ish with Fish event. I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I used this. Hopefully it still works. Alright, well, we got a few things out of the closet. These things have not seen the light of day for a long time. So that's going to get us started. Now let's head to the garage and see if we can find the rest of our items we're going to need. Alright, welcome to the tackle cave. We're in the garage, so we got one reel from the closet. And I can see some other stuff that I'm going to need back here. So excuse the disaster that this place is. We need this. There's one rod. Second rod. Alright. There we go. And basically we're just using really, really heavy gear. I mean, especially this rod right here. I mean, you can just tell, look at how thick that rod is. It's literally called a beef stick. And that's because those crab snares that I was showing you before, even like those are on the smaller end. Some of the crab snares that I've seen out there are really, really heavy, you know, 10 ounces, 8 ounces, maybe even more. I don't know, it's been a while since I've been in the crab snare game. But anyways, really heavy stuff. So in order to throw those out, you're gonna need really heavy rods and reels. So that's what these two are. And honestly, they're heavier than anything else I use. So, I mean, this one I could probably use in the surf as well. But this rod is literally dedicated only to crab snaring because it's so dang heavy. I guess this will get us started. We're going to pull some bait out of the fridge, or the freezer I should say. And yeah, let's get out to the crabbing grounds. We'll see you at the beach. What's up, basketball fans? The season is starting to heat up with bigger plays and even bigger wins. Today, I've teamed up with DraftKings, who have a brand new way to play daily fantasy sports. With DraftKings Pick 6, all new customers get a 100% deposit match up to $100 in Pick 6 credits when you deposit just $5 or more. Get in on the action right now. Getting started is simple. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and sign up using code DIEHARDFISHING. Select 2 to 6 basketball players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. You can track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Once again, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up using code DIEHARDFISHING. New customers can get a 100% deposit match up to $100 in Pick 6 credits when they deposit just $5. That's code DIEHARDFISHIng only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Made it out. I'm here a little bit early. Just suiting up. I used to be a no-waiter guy when it comes to the beach, but those days I think are over. I'm too old and cold now, so waders it is from here on out, especially during the winter. Yeah, maybe during the summer I'll come out in shorts, but not right now. And I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I upgraded my waders this year. Major improvement. The ones I had before, I mean, they got the job done, they didn't leak or anything, but these are just way, way more comfortable. From the last pair I owned to this, very, very satisfied with the purchase. And actually, this is the first time I've ever taken them out to the beach, now that I think about it. I've only used them in the river so far, so we'll see how they do out here. It's actually a nice day out here. I said it's cold, but it's not too bad. I don't know, seems like it should be crappy weather. Alright, let's go get them. So I don't have too much experience crab snaring from the beach, but I'm just gonna approach this as if I was doing regular fishing for surf perch or striped bass, because I feel like, you know, if they're hanging out, look for bait, crabs are gonna be doing similar things. So right here, there's a hole, and it kind of funnels out into the deep water right out there. So I'm gonna place myself right at the base of that hole where it funnels out, thinking that if there's any crabs, they should be coming in right there, and then hopefully as they're coming in, they'll have to pass by my snares. Maybe they'll stop and take a bite. So let me show you how we set this up. So this is the crab snare right here, and it's a little cage basically that we put the bait inside, and then when the crab comes up, they're like feeding on the cage. There's still some like leftovers from when I used this like 5 years ago, so that's a little bit raunchy. But anyways, you put the bait in the cage here and then close it down, and then those crabs are gonna come up and start picking away at that bait in there. And then eventually every like 10-15 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, I'm gonna actually just bring it in. And when I bring it in, I'll give it a good yank. I'll show you that here in a little bit. But when I do that, if there is a crab, you know, feeding on this little thing, they're gonna come up here, picking away, eating their nice little meal. When I yank it, boom, these little loops are gonna wrap around the crab's claws and legs, and ideally it stays looped. I mean, there's no hooks or anything, so there's nothing keeping it there, just the pressure of me reeling it in. And if it stays on all the way up to the beach, then we got ourselves a crab. Fairly common method for catching Dungeness crab from shore, especially here in the Bay Area. And yeah, one thing that you have to note when using a snare, I mean, I just bought this at the store, so if you're buying them at the store, they should all be regulation, but if you're gonna make your own, which some people do, you're limited to 6 loops. So you can see this snare has 6 loops around the edge. The other one that I'm gonna put on my other rod, actually at some point one of the loops broke off, so this one only has 5, so still legal, but it will reduce my chances of catching a crab with this snare a little bit. Got some frozen herring here. This is from a previous trip out to the bay. I was fishing for halibut. Fortunately, it wasn't successful, but I had some leftover bait, so kept it in the freezer. And there's that. You know, I'm gonna put a little bit more, just stuff this thing as full as I can. I like to jam this thing super full, as full as possible. Because the more full it is, the harder it is for those crabs to pull the bait out of the cage. And the harder it is for them to pull out of the cage, the longer they're gonna be sitting here at the cage. And the longer they're sitting at the cage, the more chance we have of catching them. So there it is, full of herring. And you can use all kinds of different baits. I actually brought some old squid. What else did I bring? I guess I just brought herring. Oh, I brought some old anchovies. I like to use squid. Actually, it's probably one of my favorites if I had to pick, because I think it lasts a little bit longer in the cages, but anything will work. Crabs aren't super picky. Seems like as they can smell it, they can find it, they're gonna eat it. So let's cast this out. All right, our sand spike here. Just hammer that into the sand. We are right at the peak low tide right now, so the tide should be coming in. Hopefully, with the tide coming in, maybe it'll bring the crabs in as well. With these crab snares, I don't really think there's much to it. Just get it out there as far as possible. And you don't really have to get it super far. I've seen crabs all the way, you know, washed up on shore before, so they technically could be like right here. But I think in general, farther is better. Give this thing a good lob out there. Boom. Hopefully there's a crab right there waiting. But yeah, we'll let it soak for, I don't know, 10 minutes while I get my other rod set up. And then after that, we'll give it a yank, see if there's any crab out there. All right, we got both rods. They're doing their thing in there. Hopefully there's some crabs. Investigating what's going on out there. But while we do that, let me introduce our first guest. This is Curtis. He has a podcast, and I've actually been on it twice, actually.
Yeah, twice.
And I was looking at it the other day, you got some big names on there. I feel like honored to be on this,
you know?
this podcast of yours.
Well, in the Bay Area fishing podcast, I think we're number one.
It's true. I think
we're the only Bay Area podcast.
It's number one nonetheless. We don't need to mention anything else. But anyways, it's called the Infatuasian
podcast. Yeah.
Okay. And it's on, what is it, on Spotify?
Anywhere you get podcasts.
Anywhere you can get a podcast. So check it out, and if you look back far enough, you can find me on there.
Also, I'm starting a channel called Die Soft Fishing. It's for people who'd rather watch other people fish, so check that out as well.
There you go. And what would you say your main, like, is crab snaring your, when it comes to fishing?
Yeah, probably. Rock fishing crab.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I say we got the professionals out here today. Do you actually know? Here's the thing. I came out here and I instantly knew when I left my house that I didn't know what I was doing out here, and the reason is I was looking for a bucket and I didn't even have a bucket. But I mean, look at this guy, he's got the real bucket, and I'm sure the next guest that you'll see pretty soon also has.
She's the real pro. We'll see her.
Yeah, you'll see her in a bit. I'm sure she's gonna have a real bucket. Unlike mine, look at this. This is what I brought. This is not a bucket, this is a live bait tank. But it's the closest thing I had. If you're interested in podcasts, when it comes to, I mean, you have all kinds of
all
different
things
people.
Asian, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, check them out for sure. But we're gonna get to fishing. I'll let him get his rod in, and yeah, we're gonna film or whatever, record a podcast out here, right?
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Okay, so if it's not up now, it'll be up soon. But yeah, I'll let him get his stuff in, so we can hopefully catch some crab while doing our thing out here. So. All right, so these have been sitting here for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. So let's give them our first check. And by the way, I'm no crab snaring expert, so take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt. Because I like to just kind of give it a feel. You can drag it like a couple, like, I don't want to yank it because I don't want to scare any crabs that are potentially feeding on there, but just kind of give it a pull and see if it feels like it's stuck in the sand. Because if it's stuck in the sand, then that likely means the crab's got it. But from what I feel here, I don't think it's stuck in the sand, so I'm just gonna leave that one there. All right, let's see. Nope. Nada. Okay, something's definitely picking at it. Maybe there was a crab that came up to it, was eating for a little while, and then moved on. So maybe I need to check it a little bit sooner. But yeah, you can definitely tell there's some stuff getting picked at in there. But yeah, I'm gonna reopen all these loops. Also, a bunch of these loops are closed. Not sure what that's from. All right, let's get this one back in there. I'm gonna check this one sooner than I did this time. This time I left it in there for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Maybe I'll do 5 to 10 minutes this time instead. But it feels like there's some weight on there. All right, let's see. No, that was just my imagination. There's Curtis. Let's see what kind of cast Curtis has. Going out to about knee-deep water. I'd say that's pretty good. You don't want to go too deep because then it gets a little dangerous. And a nice little, oh no. How embarrassing. Sorry, Curtis. Hopefully this doesn't make the edit. Otherwise, there we go. There's a real cast. So we pulled it twice, I think. I don't know. We pulled it a couple times, and Curtis and I are not doing very well. We'll just say we haven't caught it yet. But we've brought the real professional here, and this is Kaitlyn.
Hello.
What? So you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
You just started?
Yes, just started.
But she's big time on TikTok and Instagram, right?
Yes.
Okay. So anyways, you can check her out. She's done a lot of crabbing stuff. She's the real reason we're out here. And yeah, apparently she has a secret crab snare for me.
This one's gonna catch Adam all the crabs.
I know.
I
Hello
guarantee
Kitty.
it.
Guaranteed.
So we were saying earlier, Hello Kitty snares are definitely the best snares. Obviously, the crabs are attracted to the whatever the Hello Kitty
just
shape.
logic.
The snares that you saw earlier, much more outdated than what you see here. This is a more advanced model. It's more what they look like nowadays. But anyways, yeah, check out Kaitlyn. Besides the Hello Kitty snare, she's caught lots of crabs in her days.
Yeah.
All crab snaring, right?
All crab snaring.
Have you ever fished from the beach?
I've never fished from the beach. I'm a one-trick pony. But I hope to change that in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
I brought some fishing stuff if you want to
Really?
try today.
Oh, yeah, can't
Okay.
we?
I was telling Curtis if the crabbing sucks, then I'll try on some fishing stuff. And we'll
It's
see.
probably more fish than crabs. Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah.
we'll see. But anyways,
It's not our fault.
so if Curtis and I can't catch, well, if Kaitlyn can't catch any, then we know there's really no
there's no
crabs.
crab.
None in this whole ocean beach.
So anyway, we're all three gonna film a podcast here for Curtis's podcast. So you're gonna check him out, and then if you want to see more successful crab snaring, you should check out Kaitlyn. But anyways, we're gonna keep on it. I'll probably tie this one on. Maybe this will give me a little better luck than what we have on for now. So, all right, let's do it. What I like about this snare is like all the loops are standing up. They're not flat on the sand like that. It seems like when they're standing up like this, they catch the crabs a little bit better. So let's cast this one. Oh, and also it's a lot heavier. This is a 10-ounce crab snare. What I was using before, I think was either a 4-ounce or something like that. So this will hold the bottom a lot better. All right, I'm feeling good about this one. This has probably been in for 10 minutes or so, maybe 15, I don't know. I think it's definitely been in here long enough. Let's see. So what you want to do is pull out all the slack, and then once you feel the weight of the snare, then you want to give it a yank, because when you yank it, that's when those loops are going to cinch tight, and if there's a crab on it, then it'll catch the crab. But unfortunately that wasn't that time. Oh, is there a crab? There is a crab. Unfortunately, this is not the kind of the size of the crab that we're looking for, but it is a crab. One thing that I just learned in the podcast that we're filming is that crab, in order to get to keeper size, so around 6 inches, here in California the keeper size is 5 3/4, but anyway, to get that size it takes about 4 years. So this one is about, I don't know, if I had to guess, it's probably 1 year, 1 and maybe 2 years old, because that's only probably 2 or 3 inches at the most. But anyway, no skunk. The Hello Kitty snare paying off. All right, maybe we'll catch this one again in 3 years or so when it's a keeper crab. Well, we're catching crab, but not quite the size. So that's a female crab right there. You can see it's got the wider apron there, but definitely too small. So I'm kind of learning here as I go from the people who do it more often, and it seems like this snare, this is the one that I've used before off of the jetty or a pier, and it's a lot lighter. And I think the reason why I was able to catch them with this before is when you're out there past the wave break, there's not as much current, you know, commotion going on in the water, so the lighter snares will work out there. But out here in the surf, especially here where there's a lot of wave action, the heavier snares definitely work a little bit better. So that's why we had to switch it out to the heavier snares. Maybe a crab? Yeah, that might be a crab. I think I got a crab. I don't know how big it is, but I think there's a crab on there. Definitely a lot of weight. Let's go. Please be a crab. Please be a crab. Oh yeah, that's a crab. Hey! All right, we did it. Wow, I think that's keeper too. We did it! All right, so check this out. This is what we've been looking for all day, and it has been a really tough grabbing day. Look at that, I got him by the claw there. Just barely by the claw, but definitely got him. You can see that loop around the claw there. So in California, it's illegal to catch crab with a hook and line, but with these loops, perfectly legal. And we'll measure this crab, but I'm 100% sure this is of legal size. Finally, an actual crab. I think this crab would have eaten the ones that we were catching earlier. But anyways, we'll measure it. So if you're not familiar with Dungeness crab, the minimum size here in California is 5 3/4 inches. And you need one of these crab gauges in order to measure them. And the reason why you need one of these crab gauges is because the measurements are so fine. Regular like ruler, even if it's like 1/4 inch off, could be the difference between an undersized and a keeper size male Dungeness. And this is a male. You can see it's got a little pointed apron here. And we measure right in between, right on top of these points on each side of the top of the carapace. So we throw this gauge, first let's get the claws out of the way. So we put one side on one end. Sorry, it's getting kind of dark out here. Oh, the other, that's really nice. It's like 6 3/4. I think that's keeper in Oregon and Washington as well. Maybe even Canada. Yeah. Nice crab.
Yeah, it's meaty too. These legs are thick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
All the legs too.
Handsome male, yeah.
Here's you guys, the kitty.
The kitty.
The Hello Kitty.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, definitely not a seasoned crabber when it comes to crab snaring, so this is the best bucket I own. And this crab's honestly barely gonna fit in there, but he'll fit in there. Probably a good thing that the crabbing wasn't good, because I probably couldn't have fit more than really 1 or 2 crabs in here. So let me fill this up with water, and then I have this guy right here, this aerator, to keep this crab nice and fresh. So, apologies for the wind noise, but yeah, this is my aerator that I have from Promar. It has actually a little hookup here so that I can hook it up to my cigarette lighter in the car. So once I get to the car, I won't have to worry about the battery power, but you can see it's in there aerating that water. This crab kind of fits in there. It's a little bit big, to be honest, but that'll do. It'll keep it nice and fresh all the way till we get home. Successful day out here. Our original goal was to catch 1 crab, and that's exactly what we did. Between the 3 of us, we pooled all of our talents together and we're able to find a crab out here. So anyways, shout out to Curtis. If you want to hear us on the podcast, definitely check out leave his information in the description. And also shout out to Kaitlyn. She's hoping for that 1 final crab, but unfortunately it didn't come. But anyways, yeah, check her out. There's not that many fishing YouTube people left here in the Bay Area, and let alone female fishing people in the YouTube, TikTok, social media game. So definitely check her out. Leave both their information down in the description. And oh yeah, one more thing. Kaitlyn also said it's her dream to catch a fish on a kayak. So maybe we'll get her out on the kayak soon.
Yay! Now
Yeah.
I'll do my walk of shame.
Yeah, so anyways, thank you all for watching. I'm gonna go cook some crab fried rice for dinner and get ready for the next adventure. See you on the next one.